Focus 2 is a major exploration and career planning tool for college students. Students can use the online platform to reflect upon their career planning actions, assess their values, interests, personality, and skills, and research aligned majors and occupations. The Center for Career Development commonly uses Focus 2 with students that are interested in very broad exploration of majors or occupations. It's not as helpful for students majoring in, for example, accounting, and are trying to determine what they want to do with that pre-professional degree. We have other resources that are a better fit for those students. When we meet with a student that we would like to refer to Focus 2, we usually give them a quick demo, recommend they take the assessments, and then meet with us in a follow-up appointment to discuss. To access Focus 2, navigate to career.uconn.edu. In the top navigation bar, click Career Resources, and then it's right here on the first page under Identify a Major in Career. You can also navigate directly to this page at career.uconn.edu/focus2. You'll click here to create your Focus 2 account, or you can log in if you already have one. If you need to create your account, you'll complete this form. The access code is Husky, and be sure to use your UConn email address. Once you have set up your account and logged in, you should be able to see your dashboard. The dashboard is broken into a few sections, and we'll go through each of them. The first section here at the top is the Career Planning Foundation section, and within it we have 3 activities. My Career Planning Involvement asks students to reflect on their career planning actions. It asks, to what extent are you, and then lists various actions that they can respond to on a 5-point scale to rate their level of engagement. The results categorize career planning involvement into preparedness related to self-assessment, career exploration, and career planning satisfaction. It gives students their score in each area, tells them what it means, and gives them recommendations for increasing their preparedness. My Academic Strengths asks students to reflect on their performance in various course subjects. For each subject, it asks students to rate how well they did or mark if they didn't take a subject. The results simply compile a list of subjects for each response option. This last activity is Am I Career Ready?, which evaluates students on each of the 8 NACE career readiness competencies. This landing page shows the 8 competencies, and by clicking on the information icon, you can see a definition of each competency. For the assessment, there's a page for each of the competencies, which asks students, to what degree do you, and then engage in activities related to that skill. So we'll click through for each page. The results show an overview of the student's level of development for each competency. And then here we have a feedback page for each competency that indicates the level of development and lists some suggested action steps to further develop that competency. So we'll click through each one. This next section here is self-assessment, and that's the section we use the most at the Center for Career Development. Students can take short assessments on their work and leisure interests, personality, values, and skills, and see recommended occupations that align with their results. Let's look at the work interest assessment first as an example. This assessment asks students to rate to what degree they enjoy a given activity on a 5-point scale. The results give a Holland code and provide a summary of what that means. Then this next page shows occupations that align with the results, as well as a brief list of UConn majors that may prepare students for that occupation. We'll take a more in-depth look at these occupations in a moment, but for now we're going to go back home and preview another assessment. So now let's look at the skills assessment. This assessment asks students to select the top 3 skills they'd like to utilize in their career. Note that these are mostly broad, transferable skills. Again, we have a list of occupations and some major recommendations. Now we're going to go back home and I'll show you how to combine the assessments. Once you've taken 2 or more of the 5 assessments in this specific self-assessment section, you can combine assessments. Click on each of the assessments that you'd like to include in the combined results. Then it will list occupations that the selected assessments have in common. I don't have any occupations that appear in all 5 or even 4 of my assessments, and this is not uncommon, but I do have several that appear or overlap with 3 of my assessments. The icons over here show which assessments this occupation aligns with. The thumbs up icon indicates occupations and majors I've saved, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Here we have columns for green jobs with the leaf icon and bright outlook jobs with the sun icon, and that just means that the occupation is growing faster than average. Now if you click on the major, it will bring up a short description and allow you to save the major. Let's take a look at an occupational profile. Each profile gives an overview. Here's where you can save the occupation, and you can indicate why you're saving it as well. Job tasks, how my work interests align with those in this occupation. Skills, values, work conditions, education requirements, and recommended majors. Focus 2 has decided which majors are listed here, but we have told Focus 2 which majors we have at UConn, so it's differentiating between those majors at UConn, and then down here, other common majors. So if you go back up, you'll see this link icon next to the major name, and that will take you to the TME profile for that major. This is also where you can save the major. For some occupations, the supporting majors listed are narrower than what we know is possible, but it does provide a good starting point for exploration. Moving past the majors, we have Outlook, earnings, and you can get more specific information from ONET by selecting a state. We have advancement and professional associations. Generally, students find the assessments and occupation lists a helpful starting point in their exploration, though sometimes results don't resonate with students, or even combining their assessments can produce no results. In those cases, our career coaches explain what the assessments and results mean and refer the student to other resources that may be a better match. This next section is Explore the Possibilities, which allows students to browse majors and occupations directly instead of going through their assessment results. So this first button allows students to browse the majors we have at UConn, while a second button will show all of the majors that Focus 2 has in its system. So we'll look at the UConn list. In the list of majors, the hyperlinked major name will take you to the major profile page, which we'll look at in a moment. These tags show which programs we offer at UConn. This link icon, again, will take you to the TME profile for that major. And you can also see which majors I've saved and which ones are suggested based on my assessment results. Again, Focus 2 provides a list of majors, and we have had to match up our majors with their list. So in some cases where our name differs greatly from their name, you get a listing that looks like this. In this case, we've aligned our allied health major with community health services liaison/counseling, as well as we have general health science and allied health. So we'll come up here and go into a major profile, and it will give you the Focus 2 description of the major, followed by UConn's description in bold, and that's from the TME major profile page. You can save the major here, and below is a list of occupations that align with the major. Again, the occupations listed here can be narrower than what we know is possible, but it's a starting point. We usually refer students to the TME resources for a more thorough list of what they can do with their major. Going back to the dashboard, we have Explore Any Occupation, which gives an alphabetical list of all of the occupations in Focus 2. And Explore Occupations by Job Family lists them by industry or focus. We generally don't refer students to Focus 2 only to browse the occupation lists, since we have other resources like ONET and Vault that have a more robust list of occupations, but it is here if students want to browse independently of their assessment results. And students can also compare occupational profiles side by side. This next section is where students can go back and find their saved occupations and majors. This portfolio option allows students to select their results from any of the career planning foundations and self-assessments we've looked at and print them in a portfolio. This is a common deliverable for instructors that incorporate Focus 2 into their course. This recommended tools and websites area is customized with some of our common online resources. You can find this information on our website as well. That's our overview of Focus 2. I hope you have learned some ways you can use this tool with your students, and you're more than welcome to follow up with us with any questions.